welcome back to the channel. And as you can see, back out of the boat again. I'm really enjoying my boat fishing at the moment. And your last video I went sole fishing. I had plenty of sole fishing, but nothing big, real small ones, no slips, plenty of them, but small slips. I'm going to try something a little bit different tonight, different locations for the sole and stingers. At the moment I'm on the stinger mark and just got here. The tide is at high tide, so they're going to be fishing it down and they'll be hopefully coming off the banks just in front of me, past my line, bam, we're into a few stingers. Quite weedy around here at the moment, so it's getting a bit frustrating. It's the way it is, not a lot you can do about it. There's a strong southwesterly wind. We've got the headland just covering us for us, keeping us off, but it does mean the tide and the wind was swinging around quite a bit, so it's a bit frustrating. I've set the drags up to allow for that, so as it pulls, it just pulls off a little bit of line, so I'm not dragging the bait all over the place, so we're all good. And hopefully we'll get into a few. I'll show you the rigs a little bit later on, and we'll talk about that and what we're using, and some new hooks. Got some new hooks from Cox and Raw. They're not even out on the market at the moment, and I'll let you have a look and see what you think of them. I'm trying them out today on the stingers, and let's see if we hook up, see what happens. Anyway, let's get to it. Just for give you a quick show how I'm baiting up. So put a load of ragworm in the actual bait holder, and then literally long ways, fold them back on themselves, and then just wind it all up like that. So you basically got a sausage of ragworm. The stingers absolutely love ragworm, everyone knows that, and you literally just slide it off. There we go, nice bundle of ragworm. I'm just going to give it a couple more wraps, and I am just going to find the tip of the hook because I've buried it. There we go. So I've got the hook point holding out now, and there we go. Beautiful, lovely bit of stinger bait. Just hopefully keep this weed at bay. It is frustrating, I'll tell you. Simple running ledger rig, terminal link from the main line, stainless steel swivel, 70 pound ASSO. I use a terminal link as a running ledger. I've got a green sea weight on just for a bit of attractiveness. Stainless steel swivel covered in weed. Get that off, get off. And then terminal link onto the swivel, and 2.5 foot of 40 pound amnesia with a bunch of ragworm and the new hooks from Cox and Raw. I'm not going to tell you what they're called yet, but I will. I'm giving them a try out to see what they're like. They seem to be perfect for this sort of style of fishing. The stingers are not massive here, so they seem to be, they'll be a perfect hook for that. They are perfect for baiting up with worm. I'll give you a clue. They've got a long shank on them, and they absolutely look the business. So I'm looking forward to hooking up with a fish with them, give them a go, see what they're all about. So that one's out. Let's get the other one in. It is going to be weeded up, I'm guaranteed it. The Solent has been outrageous with weed up the harbours, everywhere. I'm just going to bounce this weed off as much as I can. The good thing about it is, at the moment, I'm not getting annihilated by the bream. because that is sometimes the problems with the other venue I've got for stinger fishing, is the bream are there and they absolutely annihilate your bait, and it's almost pointless because literally as soon as you put it out, bang, it's gone, and you're never going to catch a stinger like that. So still quite a bit of bait on that one. Get some of this weed off. Me and the wife went out up the harbour yesterday. She's entered a fishing competition for women, species hunt, and the weed up there was horrendous. So much so that I couldn't even fish. We just gave up and waited till the slack tide, and then we give it a go. Yeah, don't know what's going on there with the weed. But I'll be glad when it sods off. Same setup. This time though, a pink lead. Like to mix it up, see what it's all about. It's a gentle flick out. I'm in 9 foot of water, so it's really shallow, but the stingrays don't mind the shallow water. So, hopefully we bag one. Well, I got my first fish, but it ain't quite what I was after. Loads of weed. One of those snotty things. There we go. First fish of the day. Not a blank, but also not what I was after. Just fighting the weed. It's a bloody nightmare, it is. Just thought I'd quickly show you the other way I bait up as well. It's just feed a load of worms up the line, so they're all sort of bunched up and they're a little bit loose, you know, the tails are loose and the rest of it, but there's a plenty of good bait for a stinger, that. But also, by the look of it, little eels as well. That wind's died right off. It's really nice in this little bay, absolutely lovely. Well, get a bit hungry. I'm in a nice quiet bay, nice and settled. So let's get the barbecue on. It's a boat barbecue, used it many times. It sits on the rail over the back of the boat. It's all good, it's all safe. I only put a little bit of coals in just to get the food cooked, and that's it. Once it's burnt out, I clicked up the coal waste, bag it up, and then we chuck it away when we get home in a nice, safe and responsible manner. So let's get the boat barbecue on. As I said, just clamps up. Onto the railing. And before you know it, it's firing away like a treat. And it's all happy days. I will move this rod out of the way though, just to keep it out of the heat. He says, come on. There we go, got rid of that. The screws on. Just going to release it a bit just so it's there, level. Happy days. Got half a bag of charcoal. The lid just slides onto the side of the barbecue. Good for keeping it out of the wind. A few firelighters just to get it going. And this is generally when the fishing starts, just as you start this. Just a couple of lighters. And we're away. You can put the lid on or move the actual lid round if it's getting a bit too much with the wind, but it won't take long. Well, pork belly slices. Let's give it a go. Calm right down now. I'm not going to eat all of these. I'm just going to cook them up. I am looking forward to them though. Put the lid on. Job's a good one. So we're nearly there. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm proper looking forward to this. Proper looking forward to it. Got those, bit of coleslaw. Happy days. So looking forward to it. Flaming up a bit, not a problem. And there we go. Pracha. Well, we've moved off to go and try for some sole. The stingers didn't happen. I'm not surprised. There was so much weed covering the bait within a matter of sort of minutes, really, sort of thing. So it was just quite hard work. So yeah, we've had a little bit more of a move, come towards the more of the eastern side of the Solent, sorry, and we're on the sole rigs. So if you look at my video last week, running ledger and just a simple rig set up basically with 2 hooks off the one trace, basically a little flyer off it. This time, again, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Running ledger, I'm using light stuff, 30-pound amnesia line, Termilink from a weight holder, bead, and then I've got a small bit of line, and then a weight, ball weight with 2 beads on either end, and that's to hold it down. So you have a weight there and a weight there to pin it down to the ground. And I've got a boom with 20-pound amnesia, and then Cox and Rule size 4 hook, and then I've got a further trace with, it's about a foot, maybe a foot and a bit, with again 20-pound amnesia, size 4 Cox and Rule, scratch and match. So bait out, worm, what can I say? Let's get into it. Well, I've got a bit of a bite going on here. Let's see what it's all about. Oh, yeah, there's definitely something there. This is going to be our first sole. Oh, what a bream. Let's have a look. It might be a shoal bass. Oh no. Please don't tell me we're going to get pestered with these. Please. The other bait's pretty much gone as well. Oh no, this is not good. Anyway, there we go. Right. Hey, our dinky. In they go. Getting loads and loads of little rattles here now. It is getting frustrating. I'm literally getting rattled up, changing the bait, back down, and rattled again. I have to be careful here because I can go through the bait so quick. Yeah, pretty much gripped in places. Hey ho, keep going. It's going to be one of those nights where I just can't get through the smooth hounds, dogfish, and the small bream. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good bit of fun, but it's just a little bit frustrating. Another dog one. Dog on. Jesus. I think it's just going to be a question of fishing through it and get on with it. Oh, that's another bream. There we go. God knows how many of those things I've had. Give them away. The rod's going nuts. There's got to be a smooth on this one. Oh, I don't know, it's going to come up on the surface. What is it? Oh, yeah. It's pretty feisty, this one. Very little fish, starry. but nevertheless he's giving a nice account for himself. There we go. Sorry if I'm blinding you. There we go. I won't look at the camera. Yeah, let's get him away. We're getting a few of these smooth hounds now. I'm just wondering if I put that way, is that lead too much of an attractant for these smooth hounds? I'm using the Sea Weights lead, glow, dark, do love them. But I'm just wondering, is it what's attracting the smooth hounds now? Is that glow, and I'm just, you know, maybe I need to change. Don't know. Let's see. Give it a little while. See how we get on. The other rod's going now. See what bait's left? Not a lot. I'm certainly getting through this bait. Jesus, that rod just bent right over. Oh yeah, it's still there. It's still there. This is a nice smooth hound. Well, when I say nice, nice for light gear, that's for sure. I've got my drag set up. Then let's see what this is about. Oh no, but it's going around. Oh, it's a conger. Oh, there we go, he's gone. Jeez, I'll tell you what, we've had a few species now. What we had? We've had dogfish, smooth hound, conger, bream. What else we had? And that's it, actually, thinking about it. That's proper chewed up, that line, so I think I'm going to change that because I know what will happen. Yeah, break, won't it? I'll get a decent fish on it and a break. Let's give it a quick clip back. Well, the rods have been consistently going all night and I wasn't expecting this. Look at that little beauty. So I've picked up a little stingray, only a little dinky one, but I tell you what, that has made my day. He's only a few pounds, it really is. He's only a little dinky one, but what a nice thing to see. Wouldn't spend that one bit. Absolutely fantastic. Happy days. Anyway, let's get him unhooked and get him back. The fog is really bearing down. I know you can see the ride pier where I am, pretty much. Not too far off it. It is pretty foggy out there. You can't really sort of give it any volume really. I mean, you can see a little bit. It's not the worst I've seen it out in there, but it's pretty hazy, pretty foggy. The foghorns are going off the ships, and I've got all my kit sounding, so I've got AIS on, got my radar going just to keep us safe, making sure that we're not going to be in anyone's way or we got, you know, get struck by a boat, sorry. And yeah, it is gone super slack out here. There's not a ripple on the water. I just hope one of those sole turn up. I've got my stingray, now I just need the sole. Pick out again, another fish on. Brilliant fun. It has been consistent fishing all night. Plenty of dogs, plenty of smooth hounds. And they've all been a similar sort of stamp. Like this one here. There we go. Only dinkies, but they give a good fight. It's not a bad little bit of ground there, to be honest with you. It's been fishing well. You know, I can't argue with the amount of species I've had and the amount of fish I've had. Although it can get a bit mental, and I know you shouldn't always wish for things, but I wish it would calm down a little bit, so I have got a bit more time to get the bait down into there and leave it for the sole to maybe pick up. But as fishermen, we're never ever happy, are we? Well, another new species. Come on. Oh, this is a spiky one, this one. Oh, come on. Let me see if I can grab them. There we go. A little bass. First one. I thought I might have seen a few more of these, to be honest with you. But it's the first one. Look at that. Absolutely waiting to spike me to death, that thing. Look at it. Anyway, he's absolutely nailed that down. Completely nailed that down, actually. Right, let's get it away. Well, I'm back on my pontoon, and it's absolutely like a mill pond, and this is perfect conditions for picking up a bass on the mackerel head. So I've got back, tied the ropes up, and I've chucked one rod out with a mackerel head on, set the drag up, and let's see what happens. Got the kettle on, we'll have a cup of coffee. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, have a cup of coffee, have that, see if I pick one up in the meantime. If not, that's it for me. And I had a great session. Didn't pick up the stingers when I first thought I would do, but we moved off to the ground, which does show up a few sole, and yeah, no sole, but I picked up a stinger. But plenty of dogfish, smooth hounds, bass, and I couldn't believe it, there was a load of squid as well coming up eating this little small fry. But I had no squid jigs on me whatsoever. Absolutely gutted. I did try some feathers, excuse me, but that didn't work. So all I could do was watch them swimming around, and it was killing me. But that's the way it is. That's fishing. Got to have the kit sometimes. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. But yeah, so it's tight lines for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give us a thumbs up, and any comments are always welcome. And if you haven't already subscribed, then please do. Lots more to come.
Maybach music.